Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Diving with D. I'm your host, Danny Alper. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'm wearing this, muscle tee. I look stupid. I'm wearing a muscle tee because I just came from the gym, and I gotta show off the guns because that's just who I am. No, I just honestly only wear tank tops to the gym because I feel like I look cool. I'm a loser. Doesn't really matter. Alright, whatever. So, I'm so excited to be here. It's only episode 3 and I'm already starting to get really comfortable. I was a little nervous in the first two. You couldn't really even tell I had a sense of humor. I was so serious and I wasn't fully comfortable doing this because I was like, I don't know if what I'm talking about people will like to listen to or if I'm even making sense. Like when my sister edits these, she has to cut out so much stuff because I'm just blobbering or I'm not even making sense or I go from one topic into the other. I don't know. Whatever. So hopefully this episode, as you can tell in the YouTube videos, this one I'm a little laid back. I got my leg on my knee. I got my mic in my mouth. I got my microphone in my hand. I'm just lounging because I love doing this and I need to stop being a scaredy cat because what am I even scared of? No one's around me and you guys are looking at me through a screen. Or listening to me on Spotify. How exciting. Yesterday, Spotify confirmed my request, and now I'm live on there. We are fully on every social media platform that I've wanted to be on as of right now. Maybe in the future we'll hit it up on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Honestly, leave a comment below on YouTube, DM me on Instagram, DM me on TikTok, anywhere. If there's other platforms that you guys suggest, because one of my friends is in a Spotify, she was like, oh, keep us on Apple Podcasts, so you already know I'm going to do that for her. So yeah, let's dive right in. So, today's episode, I wanted just to talk to you guys about funny stories from my life. I'm very clumsy, I'm very gullible, I was voted class clown in high school. No need to clap. I know I'm the shit. I'm kidding. Yeah, but I did get class clown. I would say I have a pretty good sense of humor. I like to make people laugh. People make me laugh. You know, laughing makes you live longer. I was actually laughing in my Chinese class. I took Chinese in high school. My dad said I should. Good for business. I'm not even pursuing a career in business, but it is good to know other languages. But yeah, I did take Chinese, and I was a little bit of a class clown. And by the way, what I mean, I know everyone probably knows this, but what I mean by I won class clown in high school, some high schools you do superlatives, and class clown just means I got voted funniest of my class. A boy in my class also got, not class, a specific class, I mean my grade. One girl won and one boy won, so I was the girl. Woohoo, yay. It was actually really nice to win. Thanks to everyone that voted for me. If you guys went to my high school and you voted for me, thanks. That'd be so cool if someone from my high school's listening. I don't even know who listens to this, but I like how people text me feedback. Really makes me happy. I posted my Instagram story if you guys see it sometimes. But yeah, so back on track. So I was a class clown in Chinese class. Not that I was a bad student. I would just laugh a lot and crack jokes with my teacher. Whatever. But my teacher literally told me, she was like, you laugh too much. First of all, you can never laugh too much. I think laughing is my favorite thing in the world. Someone asks me what my hobby is, I'll say laughing. And so after that, I didn't know what to say, so I went to my friend, telling her in the hallway after, and I was like, yeah, Miss Wrights was her name. Miss Wrights told me that I laughed too much. And my friend was like, you should tell her that laughing makes you live longer. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, look it up. I look it up. It's true. Laughing makes you live longer. So, when in doubt, laugh it out. Ooh, I like that. I just made that up on the spot. So, yeah, I thought that was funny because I was like, she literally told me that I laughed too much. I've never heard someone say that. I was even on a basketball team, and one of the players, I guess I was laughing during practice. I guess I'm really not that serious. It's kind of bad when I should be sometimes serious in a serious situation like basketball practice on, the varsity team. And I was in 10th grade, so, I was looking up to everyone. One of the players was like, you smile too much. I'm like, wait, what the heck is going on? I smile too much. I laugh too much. I didn't know those were a problem, but they're not, because laughing makes you live longer, and it's just basic common sense that everyone is happier when they're smiling. I mean, I wouldn't, if you're looking on YouTube, I wouldn't be like this when I'm happy. I mean, yeah, you could make a pouty face and like, as if like you were like happy tears and shit. Anyways, so one of the stories I have to tell you guys about is when I pronounced sesame sesame. I pronounce things wrong a lot, but I don't even catch on until my friends are laughing. Yeah, not at with me, but at me. I was in, again, Chinese class, but this was in 6th grade. I took Chinese from 6th grade to my senior year of high school. 6th grade for me is middle school. I don't know, everyone's is different, but 6th, 7th, and 8th is middle school, and then 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th is high school. So I was taking Chinese since 6th grade or 7th. I could be wrong. It doesn't really matter. And the teacher called me to read, like, the PowerPoint in front of the whole class. So I'm reading it, and I was like, blah, 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 sesam, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even realize I said sesam. The whole class starts cracking up. My teacher's cracking up. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And they're like, did you just hear what you said? And I was like, no. They're like, read it again. I looked at it the second time. I'm like, sesame. And I was like, oh, my God. Guys, you had to be there. I promise. Sometimes I think things are funny when they're not. Now this is awkward because I'm like not even sitting with a group of people telling a story and they're laughing. Like, I don't even know if you guys are laughing right now. But can you just like pretend to laugh? It was really fun in the moment. Who pronounces sesame sesame? But the second one story is worse. Another thing I mispronounced. I was in science class. First day of high school, guys. The first day of high school. First of all, why is my science teacher starting work on the first day? Like, come on. It's the first day. You could hit me with like the paper that says fill out like your name, your favorite hobbies, where you're from, like so the teacher gets to know you. But like otherwise, do we really have to do work? I don't know if anyone's on the same page as me. Some people like to do work. I don't know. I don't really like it. But so we're in the first day of science class, and again, I get called to read the board. I don't know why, because I don't raise my hand to read the board. I don't like reading in front of people, like in front of big crowds. Like clearly, I mess up my pronunciation a lot, and I'm actually a slow reader, but slay. And I'm reading the board. This one's bad. And I don't know if you guys know what basalt is. It's some science thing. Like a rock, I think. Or like, I don't know. Something in science class. And and I'm reading the board out loud to the class, right? First day of class. I don't even know the teacher yet. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Ball sack. Instead of basalt. Where did that even come from? My teacher's face turns bright red. Everyone's just in complete shock. One of my close friends was in my class, so she starts laughing, and I'm just like, what did I just... I can't. The teacher gave me a detention slip, but we talked it out, and she didn't end up making me actually go to detention, but she like thought I did it purposely. I would never do that. But anyways, again, you had to be there. I really hope you guys are laughing at all these, because I was writing them down, cracking up. I was like, I gotta tell my fans, my viewers, these funny stories, because the first 2 episodes, I feel like we're a bit like serious, and I wanted to just like feel more comfortable and show you guys like I don't want to. It sounds like cocky, but I would consider myself a pretty funny person. But like these aren't even like things I would doing to be funny. It was just an accident. My friends laughed at me. It's fine. It's fine. And then there's another time that my friend brought a sheet out in the hallway and was like, "Can you read this? What does it say?" Knowing I mispronounced words, and I said aquifer instead of aquifer. So maybe I should just go back to English class. Guys. I have my list of stories on my phone, but my iPhone needs to cool down, so now I'm screwed. I mean, I know the stories off my head, but that was just helping me plan it so that I don't go off track with you guys. I guess where do I do with it? I guess I gotta put it in the shade. I'm not in the shade. Is that shade? Oh, shoot. Well, this is awkward. Commercial break. I am not sponsored, so no, I don't have a commercial. But we can play a quick game on my phone. Cools down. I do this thing where like I ask people questions of food controversies. I hope that's also the right word. I'll be like pizza bagel or pizza roll. Now, that's the one I always start with. But everyone always says the right answer. But I have a theory, but I always, again, choose what everyone else chooses because it is the right answer. Do not say pizza rolls over pizza bagels. You are lying if you say that. It's pizza bagels over pizza rolls any day of the week. But, sorry, I'm just trying to find a place for my phone so it can cool down without bugs getting on it. Anyways, so pizza bagels, sorry, not pizza rolls. Pizza bagels is always the correct choice, and that's the answer everyone should tell me when I ask them this question. But the only time I will sometimes, very rarely, say pizza rolls is if I'm drunk. I don't know. Like, sometimes when I'm drunk and there's pizza bagels or pizza rolls, which is not often, I don't know what I'm saying. It's not like I come from a party and, like, there's pizza rolls and pizza bagels, like, set up for me. But, like, I feel like when I'm drunk and I were to see both next in front of me and I had to choose one, sometimes I choose a pizza roll. But pizza bagel is just 10 times better in general. But pizza rolls, like, someone's made a good point. They're like, those are so messy, and they are. Like, the pocket, like, when you bite into it, like, the sauce just drips out. And now that I think about it, is there cheese in a pizza roll, or is it just sauce in that breading thing? There has to be cheese. But nothing beats a Nature Valley, how messy those are. You take one freaking bite, the whole thing's on the floor. Speaking of the floor, my phone's on the floor, waiting to... Okay, it's still cooling down. I wanted to make a whole episode, actually, on food controversies with my sister. But while we're waiting, we could just play. I have so many. If you guys know what Finsta is, like a fake Instagram, I used to have that, and I would post it, like, on my Instagram story all the time. Just, like, different ones while I was sitting in class, because I'm such a bad student, it sounds like. But no, I pay attention, guys. McFlurry or... This bug needs to stop attacking me, and it's on my arm. McFlurry or Frosty? McFlurry. Like, I mean, people do like Wendy's better than McDonald's. I personally think McDonald's is my favorite fast food. But there's, like, different fast food chains that I like for different reasons more. Like, if I would rather have a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich than a chicken sandwich from McDonald's. Oreo or M&M McFlurry? Oreo. They came out with a new McFlurry flavor. Caramel brownie, I think. Wait, that might not be new. They came out with something, though. Also, I learned this year that you could mix an M&M and Oreo McFlurry together. Didn't know that. But, yeah. McFlurry over Frosty. But there are times where I do love a Frosty. Not more, just sometimes I'd rather have a Frosty. But you cannot tell. Ugh, you can, though. I understand. Okay, that one makes sense if you choose a Frosty or McFlurry, because pizza bagel and pizza roll just don't compare, but those I could see, because they're two totally different things. I feel like a Frosty is like almost a soft ice cream, where the McFlurry has the ice cream, the amazing ice cream, but with the toppings in it. Sometimes you just want the base. Sometimes you just want the ice cream. You don't want the Oreos on top, so you go with the Frosty. But they don't compare. That's hard now. I never thought of it so into depth than right now. But, like, yeah, sometimes I don't want the crumbs. I just want, like, an ice cream, so maybe I would choose the Frosty. Wow. I just realized this today, that sometimes I might choose the Frosty. But chocolate or vanilla? I think vanilla. And I love you if you dip the fries in it. I love you. Straight up. But if you don't do it, it's okay. But, like, sometimes I just want something plain. Like, don't get me wrong, I love dipping things in sauce. But I just, like, sometimes would rather have it plain. Like, if you're giving me a chicken nugget from McDonald's, and I love barbecue sauce, but sometimes I just want the chicken nugget. I don't want to dip in the barbecue sauce, which doesn't mean I don't like the sauce. You know? But where I was going with this was sometimes I just want the ice cream, so maybe I'll just choose a Frosty over the McFlurry because I don't want the Oreo toppings. And I just realized that today. So I always will tell people about McFlurry. But it is true. Always McFlurry or Frosty for me. But there comes a time sometimes where I might choose the Frosty over the McFlurry. Doesn't mean I like it more. Guys, my phone is back. So, for those of you watching on YouTube, I just moved my spot because my phone needs to be in the shade while I do this podcast. For those of you on Spotify listening, Nothing's changed for you guys. It's just people are probably so confused because my video just went from me in the sun to me in the shade. I like to be in the sun better, but gotta do it for the phone with the notes. So back to my stories. My first day of high school was just a series of unfortunate events, guys. I was writing out a list of all these funny stories I remember from my life, or that's happened to me, or that I've done. And literally everything was just from the first day of high school. And I was like, wow, I could just make a whole freaking podcast on the first day of high school because, oh, geez. There was only two things that happened, but I just meant, like, I felt like so many things happened my first day of school, but just these two big events really set off the first day. Oof. I still have PTSD, I feel like. But, so the first day of high school, I'm walking to my locker, and this sounds so like high school, like cliche, like the wording, but like the most popular boy in school. All the girls were obsessed with this kid. His locker was right above mine, and this is when like I didn't fully know I was gay yet. Like I knew, but like if everyone thought this guy was like the most popular boy in school, like yeah, I was gonna be nervous. So he's above my locker, opening it. His locker. He's above my locker, opening his locker, and there I am opening mine. And I open it, and I shut it right away because you want to know what's in there? You're not gonna guess. You guys can guess right now for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A pad. One of my friends pranked me and put an open pad, not used, clean, but still a pad, hanging. When you open the locker, you just saw it hanging there. I shut it right away, and I was just like, what the fuck do I do? Ooh, it was rough. But, yeah, so the kid, I think, saw it. I don't know. Haven't asked him to this day. Maybe if he's listening, you can let me know. He's definitely not listening. But if one day I become the most popular podcast in the whole wide world, and he loves listening to podcasts and listens to this, he will tell me if he saw it or not. He knows who he is. He was my locker buddy for 4 years. But, anyways, yeah. So that happened. And then I had lunch later that day. And don't forget, I'm the youngest, not the youngest kid in the whole school. Just, I'm a freshman. And these, like, I don't remember if they were juniors or seniors at the time, were the lunch table next to my friend group. And I'm walking towards my table, holding lunch. A bee attacks me. I shoot up. My food goes flying, and I bang into the trash can, and the trash can falls onto the table of all the older boys. I don't think my friends at the table sitting with me talked to me the rest of that period. Is it funny or is it bad luck? Because I don't know. But I don't get embarrassed about things a lot. But hearing my sister tell me how embarrassing it was for her, maybe I should have been embarrassed. Everyone just stared at me. The whole cafeteria went silent. And then, not the last day of school, past the last day. So, you know when, like, for my school, actually, you go in just for, like, regents and finals and stuff. So, I was going in, it was, like, maybe one of my last tests. And I'm done with my test, and how hours are set up is, like, how do I explain this in the best way possible for those of you, like, it isn't the same for? Let's say, okay, it was a chem regents. I don't even know if I took chem. It was I'll just say science. It was actually a bio regents, and so everyone that's in bio that took the regents that day, the whole gymnasium is set up in desks, so it's like aisles of desks, and so when you stand up to go hand in your test in the front, you're in front of everyone. Oh no, you don't hand it in. You leave the test on your desk. You raise your hand. The proctor comes over, looks, and then lets you go. My last name starts with A, so I was in the front. So I got up, turned around to head out the back. So I'm actually in front of everyone, leaving through the back. And I trip. I trip up the aisle, and again, everyone stares at me. Like, I don't even mean to do any of these things, but it happens to me, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong for it to all happen to me. But, yeah, that happened too. Maybe school just isn't for me, and I still have one more year at college, and the things that have happened to me in college, getting robbed, that's not funny, but that's just like a series of unfortunate events. I should have named that today's series, not Funny Stories with D, but series of unfortunate events. Yeah. Anyways, this story actually happened to me recently at work. So, I work at Jones Beach Theater. It's a concert venue place, and I'm a server. First year doing it. I love it. The people are so nice. That like my coworkers and my boss and stuff. Good hours, good money. Just a nice place, and like I get to basically go to the concert for free. So it's a fun time on the job. But this this is gonna sound so weird on a podcast. So you just envision yourself there with me, just like you're my invisible friend, and you're just watching this all happen. So it was late in the night, so I've been serving from like 5 o'clock, and it's like 9:10, and alcohol cut off to serve like the adults is like 9:15. So I tell this group of people that I'm with, I'm like, all right, guys, like it's 9:12, like I have to get your check. They're like, okay, of course. So I go to get their check, and I come back, and I'm handing it to them, and one of them's like, this couple like comes up to me and like of the group, there's like a couple of them, and the girl and the guy come up to me and they're like, can we just have one more drink, like please, and I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I just closed out your check, like I don't think the bar is still open, but like I could ask, like I really don't think so you guys should just like sign it, I'm sorry. And they're like, no. So the guy is so drunk, he's like this little short stubby, like I want to say like 40-something-year-old. He's next to his wife, okay? He's next to his wife, and he's jumping up and down. And he goes, oh my gosh, I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it for you guys. He jumps up and down in front of me and was like, no, like, please, to me, not to his wife, to me. He goes, no, please, mommy, more drinks. I don't even know why I just said that on the mic. I should have just like wrote it out on YouTube and had everyone on Spotify listening to go look. He jumps up and down and says that to me. What am I supposed to do? I'm by myself. This is like my first or second day in the job. He's going, please, mommy, get me a drink. I'm sorry, what? What do you guys do in that moment? I don't know. I don't know what you guys would do because I don't know what I was going to do. Besides just stare at this guy, and I literally said, okay. Because I wasn't saying no to him. He kept calling me it. He kept saying it over and over and over again until I said, okay, I'll make sure that the bar is open to get you guys one more drink. I didn't know if the bar was open. I don't even know the bartender's name at this point yet because it's like my first or second day on the job. I have some old stubby guy calling me mommy in front of his wife. Guys, it was so scary in the moment. But what did I do? I listened to him, I went to get his drink, he gave it back to me, and they just praised me as if I was like, if they were like a kid on Christmas morning and I was Santa Claus with all the gifts. I can't believe I actually said it on the microphone. My sister's like, you're not going to be able to get through it. I'm like, no, I'm not, but I did it. For you guys. You're welcome. Guys, one day I'm going to come out with merch. I'm going to get a picture of him. And write, please, the rest of the sentence. Please, Ma. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. I was actually going to have a whole podcast of me and my sister, Toby, my twin, saying funny stories that happened with us, but I wanted to tell this one right now. I couldn't wait, because I feel so bad, but it led to me telling it on a podcast, so everything happens for a reason, right? We were at sleepaway camp. We went to sleepaway camp for I don't remember. I didn't go one more year, or I went less than her because there's a bug. Because I didn't like it. They were so serious, guys. It was midnight, and the counter's if anyone makes another noise, you're gonna have to do the dishes the next morning at the cafeteria. And so what does class clown Danny do? I go, meep. Because, what? They said we couldn't talk, so I was going to make a noise, like, crack a joke. And no one laughed of the counselors. The campers laughed. Because what? It's sleepawake camp. You're telling me that we can't speak at 12:01? So I did a stupid thing. I said meep. And so what I do the next morning, I did the dishes. But whatever. You know what? It's fine. So it was just such a strict place. And it was fun. Camp is awesome. It's not for everyone, like myself. Again, homebody, if you listen to episode 1 and 2. But, so we were at sleepaway camp, and we were going to Hershey Park. It was like a trip day. Sometimes you just like go to on a trip. And it was Hershey Park, and we're at the amusement park, and the day's almost over, and I drank a lot of water because it was hot out, and there was this really cool black upside-down roller coaster, and we were waiting online with it, and I asked Toby, my twin, I was like, I hope you guys just know by now Toby's my twin, so I don't have to like say it every time. I feel like I'm annoying if I just like keep repeating it. So hopefully by this episode you guys know Toby is my twin. So when I say Toby, you know who she is. So me and Toby wanted to go on it together. And again, I drank a lot of water. It was hot. Gotta stay hydrated. There's a bee about to attack me. Watch out. Get out of here. So we're getting on the roller coaster, and you already know, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pee. But we were next in line. Or we were already on it when it hit me that I really had to pee. But I wasn't gonna tell Toby because I felt bad because we were waiting on the long line and we're finally there. So I was like, Danny, mentally in my head, I'm like, you gotta hold it in. Like, you gotta hold it in. I can hold it in. I knew I could hold it in. I was sitting down and I'm shaking my leg. Toby's not thinking anything of it. She's not asking me anything because we're just like excited for this ride. I think it was like even like the last one too. And so the roller coaster starts. We're riding it, like having a good time. And it hits the upside down part. And what does Danny do? She pisses her pants. It's an upside down roller coaster. And I'm peeing as it's upside down. So you can only imagine what that meant. The pee is coming down. It is hitting me and Toby. And she's like, what the heck? And I'm like, I lied. And I said, oh my gosh, my water bottle exploded. First of all, I don't even know if I was holding a water bottle. I just didn't want to tell her that I was literally peeing on us. Guys, we're upside down. I'm peeing, so the pee is coming down on us. And she's like, okay, it's okay. Like, next time just close it. I don't remember what she said. But then we got off, and I told her, and I don't remember her reaction. To this day, we don't let it down because that's disgusting, and I feel bad. And again, it was just funny. It wasn't funny, but now it's funny looking back. But I had to walk around the rest of the day with wet pants. Couldn't tell anyone because I was so embarrassed, and couldn't change till we got home to the camp. I don't remember even how far it was. We had to take like a bus back to the camp, which was probably like an hour or two. I don't know, but that happened. And another thing that happened with Toby one time was actually we were going to go to the beach, and we were somewhere before it, and we were leaving from there, and you know, like a sewer on the ground where like the holes in it, like sometimes people get scared to step on it because you feel like you're just gonna like the thing's just gonna like open or you're just gonna fall through. Toby was throwing me the car keys, and I was supposed to catch it, and I missed it, and I was standing over a sewer, and the keys went down the sewer. We were at like this Special Olympics thing. My sister has special needs, and if you remember Sydney from first episode, and so we were at the Special Olympics thing where there's like a lot of people there. It's like an Olympics for special needs kids. So everyone's just like watching me try and dig for it. Like eventually we get like either security, the police, or firefighters. One of them were there, or even just like some guy that was there, like a parent, and we did whatever we could, and we actually got them out. But that was really funny. There's a picture that I could post in my Instagram story that is me, like, everyone, like, just looking for the keys. Like, even little kids were like, oh, let's help. It was so funny. But bad in the moment because we had somewhere to be. So, lastly with Toby, I personally don't remember this because I was very, very, very young. Baby, infant at this time. But, I have to tell the story because my mom told us, and it has to do me and Toby, and it's funny looking back now. So here we go. So me and Toby were sleeping in the basement at this time. We were like babies, and because there were not enough rooms in the house for us to sleep in at this time because we were moving soon. And so me and Toby are in the basement, and my mom is home, and she thinks that she heard a voice coming from the basement, and that's where me and Toby are, and we're like not even 1 year old, I don't even think. And my dad's away on a trip for work, and my mom's freaking out, so she runs downstairs and grabs me and leaves Toby down there. My mom left Toby down there, not meaning to, in panic, just took me, and she calls my dad, tells him what's happening, and he's like, all right, like, go downstairs and see what's going on, who's down there, whatever. So she goes down there, and she hears, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. She looks at the baby monitor. The baby monitor is picking up some family singing happy birthday, and that's the voice she heard. So she was like, who's down there? And it was that. It was just these people singing happy birthday. And I'm sitting here realizing how it's not funny, as I'm the only one by myself telling this through a microphone on the screen, watching myself on photo booth. But hopefully you guys are like, see, this is where my anxiety comes in, because I'm like, was this just a horrible episode? But I had fun doing it, so I hope you guys have fun listening. But it was funny, that story. Not like funny for me because I don't remember it happening, but I mean like funny hearing it back. But the last story I have for you guys, it was on 420. Freshman year? Sometime in high school. And so I was in Chinese class, again, being my stupid, funny self. And Toby, actually, no, I wasn't being my stupid, funny self. Toby was being loud. And my teacher was like, who was that? Or Toby was like laughing or something. Toby was just being funny herself. Me and her both were like jokesters just in this class specifically because I was in it with her. So Toby was like laughing really loud, and my teacher was like, thought it was me because I'm usually the one like being the jokester. And I didn't want to like snitch on Toby, so I was like, yeah, that was me. And she gave me detention because she was just done with my shit. I sound like a bad student. I wasn't a bad student at all, just in this class specifically because the teacher was just someone that my class messed with. Now I feel bad. So I'm not a bad student. It was just that one class specifically. We just all cracked jokes. But so again, Toby was just laughing really loud, and the teacher thought it was me because she was just done with my laughing, because apparently laughing's bad for you, as to Miss Wright. But so I took the blame, and she actually gave me detention, and it was on 420. So class ends, and I'm supposed to go to detention that like next hour, and Toby and my friend walked me to detention because they were just like, this is hilarious. Like, I'm not even supposed to be there, but it's fine. And so I'm in detention, and again, it's 420, and there's all these other kids in detention. They're like regulars. They're like, oh, we've never seen you in detention before. I'm like, yeah, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, you guys are here a lot? They're like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I became friends with them during the time in detention, and detention's over. We're walking out, and I'm about to walk to my car and drive home. So yeah, it was in 9th grade, so I was driving. Whenever I started driving, I don't remember, is when I had detention. So I'm walking out with them, and they're like, hey, like, we're about to go to like the back of the building, smoke a J, like, you know, it's 420, you want to join? And I'm so stupid, and I don't even know what a J was at the time. So I'm like, good thing I didn't, because I was not going anyways, though. But still, good thing I didn't know what it was. But I couldn't say that to them because I wanted to be like the kid that knew what the detention kids were talking about. So I was like, oh, like, nah, it's okay. Like, I tried to act so cool. I'm like, oh, nah, it's okay. Like, maybe another time. Good thing they never asked me again. Because they probably think I would say yes. But they actually were like, whenever they see me in the hallway, they get so excited because I'm like their detention friend. Oh, I miss them. Not good kids, but nice kids to me. I don't know about to teachers. Alright, guys, so that's all the funny stories I could think off the top of my head. This could go on forever if I told you guys all of them. As you can tell, a lot of them were mistakes, but like I said in the beginning, I'm a clumsy, gullible human, and I don't use my brain a lot. See, I think too much, but I just don't use it too enough, if that makes sense. But, so we're going to hit it with one more food controversy, because why not? I already got you guys with 2. Why not do one more? Because they're fun. And this is a good one. What is your favorite Doritos flavor? Now, I go with these 3. Red, blue, purple. They have come out with more, but those are the 3 I'm talking about. And this is really tricky, because I like all 3. For purple, I have to be in the mood. They're spicy. Do you know they're vegan also? For those of you who didn't know, they are vegan. The purple Doritos are vegan. I do no dairy for the most part, because I had really bad skin in high school, and clearing up my skin, the only way to do it was no dairy. I don't know if I mentioned that in episode 2. I'm like bugging right now because I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. I repeat myself sometimes. I apologize. But, so yeah, I would have those Doritos when I was like strict on the no dairy. I still try to be, but it's just, I'm not always in the mood for them. That's the point. It's like, I love them. People are a huge fan of purple. I'm a huge fan, but again, I have to be in the mood because sometimes they're like way too spicy for me, and I just would rather go for, Doritos aren't my favorite chip, but I'm going to get off track for one sec. Cape Cod Original is the go-to. Those, the wavy red bag of Lay's, and I had one more favorite, and I realized it recently now. I totally forgot. So I was like, this has got to be my third. Stacy's pita chips. So good. Dipped in hummus. Oh. And I was recently with my girlfriend. We were eating the pita chips with, also, like, Toby. How, like, I told you guys she's my twin. I don't have to say it over again. Like, I mentioned last episode, my girlfriend's name is Gab. So when I say Gab, that's my girlfriend. Me and her were having pita chips, and she put me on this, like, basil pesto hummus. Holy macaroni. It's so good. With the Stacy's pita chips. And that's when I realized, that's when I realized that has to be my favorite chip also. So, yeah, my top 3 are definitely Cape Cod, the wavy red bag of Lay's, and Cape Cod Original, not just Cape Cod, and the Stacy's chips. So, why I mentioned that was because it was like sometimes I don't want the spice, so I would go for like a plainer chip like that. But when I'm talking about Doritos, when I don't want spicier, this is where it gets tricky. Because I think at the end of the day, I'm always going to choose red as my favorite. Nacho cheese, is that what it is? Over Cool Ranch. But then there's Cool Ranch, and it's just so good. I posted in my private story one time on Snapchat this question, and people had like all different answers, and it was so funny to like see everyone's reasonings. But a lot of people chose Cool Ranch, but a lot of people were also on my side as my order of red, blue, purple. But then I'll like be at a party and there's purple Doritos, and I'm like, wow, this is the winner. So I'm curious to see like with these food controversies, like what your guys' thoughts and answers are. So I think I'm going to put in my Instagram story, like, the 3 that I talked about in the episode and see what wins for each. Like, what was it? The McFlurry, the Frosty, the Pizza Bagel, the Pizza Roll, and then your favorite Doritos flavor. And there'll also be, like, a way for you guys to respond your reasoning why, instead of just voting itself, so that I could post that and people could see what you guys say. So thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you guys are a big fan of me. I'm a huge fan of you guys. This has been so awesome, and everyone's love for it is just through the roof. I can't thank you guys enough. And don't forget to follow me on every social media platform. Just search Dive_in with D or Dive with D. Either or works. And yeah, bye guys.